Wake up, YouTube! My name is Juice, and welcome to another episode of the Juicy Ladder, where I will be releasing interesting battle videos I encounter as I struggle my way up the Showdown ladder. Now, today I have two videos for you guys. They're both gonna be something different than from what I usually do, mainly because they're both very interesting. The first one's gonna be more of an educational video, and the second one is purely entertaining. And by purely entertaining, I mean wonderful, I mean amazing. You need to watch it. Just stick around and watch it. It's awesome. So let's go right into this first video here. I have it shown here. I'm the one with the Jirachi. This is an alt account I'm using. I test teams here. It's in more of the lower rankings, and my opponent's the one with the gimmicky baton pass team. So I'm gonna go over some basics about baton pass teams, about how to counter them, and about this particular set too, because as I play around the Showdown ladder, especially in the lower rankings, I see this team like 1 out of 4 battles. Well, I mean, recently I think it's been declining in usage. It's been declining in usage, but I still do see it occasionally. And again, my team's the one with the Jirachi, and so looking at your opponent's team, there are ways to tell that it's baton pass. First off, if it's running Espeon with a bunch of supports, that's a guaranteed baton pass team, because Espeon is a good recipient of the baton pass, since once you have Espeon on the field, it has Magic Guard, and Espeon can't really be touched then at this point by Whirlwind, Roar, Haze, or it can't even be taunted. So again, once Espeon is bulked and it's on the field, it's very difficult to take care of, and that's why people love to run it on baton pass teams. But there are other indicators as well. If they're running like Scolipede, if they're running like Combuskin, those are all good baton pass users that are viable. But really, other than that, there aren't too many other good baton pass users. I mean, Smeargle too, of course. But Smeargle does a lot more than just baton pass. He's a pretty versatile utility Pokemon to begin with, anyways. So let's analyze my opponent's team here. Cottonee and Whimsicott. If you see these, it's very likely that they have Memento. The Subseed Whimsicott set is just not that popular anymore, because it's just way too easy to break and destroy. So most people now run Whimsicott and Cottonee both with Memento, and if you see both of them on the field, then they're definitely both Memento users. Azelf is a dual screener. I have seen specially offensive Azelfs, but for the most part, if someone runs an Azelf, it's going to be dual screening because of that speed, because of that explosion power, and when he decides to sacrifice himself. And Gothitelle, that particular spot is not always going to be Gothitelle. I've seen Gardevoir too for this particular set, but my opponent here decided to run Gothitelle, which is good too, I guess, because you can trap and take care of opponent's Pokemon that would stop you from setting up. So okay, how do you deal with these? Generally, for this particular team, I personally think Dragon Tail is the best, mainly because Dragon Tail doesn't care whether Espeon or whether the baton passer is on the field right now. Since it's not, like a special kind of move, it's a physical move, so Espeon can't block it with Magic Guard, sends Espeon flying. And for this particular team, Dragon Tail, in my opinion, is the best. But Taunt is also a very viable move to counter this team or baton pass teams in general, because Taunt just shuts down baton pass. It shuts down all the setups that you would need to achieve the ideal baton passing stat condition. And as long as Espeon's not on the field, Taunt is very viable. And besides Taunt, you can also use Whirlwind, Roar, and Haze. Now, if you're going to be using these three moves, either of these three moves, you need to make sure the Pokemon using them are decently bulky or is holding a Focus Sash, because if you're going to be using these on a bulked up Pokemon, obviously you want to be strong yourself. And they're not too viable against Espeon, because obviously Magic Bounce is real. So in this particular game, I used a Dragon Tail and Gyarados, and that's how I took care of it. So let's just hop right on in and just watch. So my opponent does decide to lead with Gothitelle. And as I lead with my I lead with my Talonflame, and I went for the U-turn there. So I figured he's probably choiced, and so there's no reason for me not to go into Heracross, since he's choiced into Thunderbolt anyways. And if he decided to switch, I would wreck whatever he switched into. If he stayed in, that's fine. And I decided, okay, you know what, this guy's going to set up with his little screens. Let me just Pin Missile. I know Heracross is a monster. Pin Missile's going to rip right through your barrier. And I know here that Whimsicott's just going to go ahead and Memento. So I didn't switch out. I just left Heracross in. And this guy comes in, this little BP Savior, the Baton Passer himself. And I decided, okay, Gyarados, let's, do your little Dragon Tail thing and send him packing. So, there's a Smeargle. Smeargle's gone, and my opponent sees the Dragon Tail and just forfeits. So, this Dragon Tail is obviously a very viable way to take care of this particular Baton Pass team. But for Baton Pass teams in general, Taunt's also very good too. I think most good Baton Pass teams don't necessarily rely on Baton Passing for the team to be good, because Baton Pass is easy to shut down if you know how to do it, like, as I mentioned before. So a good Baton Pass team should not rely on Baton Pass to be an effective team. But this team, this particular gimmicky team obviously does rely on Baton Pass. So it's a good idea to carry someone with Taunt or some other Baton Pass counter in your team always, just in case you meet Baton Pass. Since if you're not prepared, any Baton Pass team could rip you apart. Once they set up, there's no stopping them. So that's that. Now, I did promise a more interesting video for you guys today, and let's take a look here at my second video that I have. This is a battle I had against Chew McFly. As you'll see here, well, just take a look, okay? And just take a look, and if my opponent's team doesn't immediately strike you as literally godly, then you need to reconsider your life choices leading up to this point, because it obviously did not involve playing Twitch Plays Pokemon. It obviously didn't. And, well, I do have a confession to make, though. When I first came into this game, my first thought was, wow, Bird Jesus and the Helix Lord himself in the same team. And it wasn't until the battle started that I realized this entire team mirrored the Twitch Plays Pokemon Red team. I believe down to the very move, too. So mad props to you, man. Mad props to you for using this team in OU. I'm impressed. And as you'll see here, as I go into the battle, he even got the names right. AATTVVV. This is nostalgic shit right here. Well, I mean, it's only been like a year, I guess, since Twitch came out. But, or not Twitch, the Twitch Plays, you know what I mean. So I went ahead and Volt Switched here. And it's actually pretty interesting. I just happened to carry a Chesto Berry on my Rotom. I wasn't going to do that originally. Mine is a leftover, not leftover, a Pain Split set, not a Chesto Resto set, but I accidentally put a Chesto Berry on it, and I thought, okay, that worked out nicely for me. Now, from a purely analytical standpoint, the Twitch team is very difficult to use, especially in OU, since most of it is NU, UU, you have one OU. And especially if you're going to run the Twitch sets as well, it's, if you ran the Smogon or the standard like Shell Smash, Shell Smashing Omastar, I'm sorry, Shell Smashing Omastar or Bulky Zapdos, that might be viable. But as you'll see, Zapdos goes for extra sensory here, and that's not a very standard Zapdos set move to be using. So that kind of led me to believe he might be using original set. I'm not entirely sure, although I was very disappointed that he forfeited here. I'm not going to blame him though, but I kind of wanted to see the rest of his team and how closely he really mirrored the Twitch team. So either way, good game, Chew McFly. Awesome team. Godly team. I'm very impressed. Yeah, maybe I'm just late to the party. I don't know. If you guys see this team running around OU a lot, please comment and tell me. I mean, this is the first time I've seen this team, and I've played a decent amount. But impressive team, impressive set. Very bold for you to run this in OU. And so yeah, good game. Now, remember that if you enjoyed these videos, to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Hunter's videos. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.